banana cooking has paid to be mentioned at the end of this video. Sometimes between the massive holiday meals, the empty fridge, the early sunset, and the cozy blanket couch lock, you really can't bring yourself to cook much at all. Over the past couple of months, I've tracked everything that I ate on days like those, and today I'm going to show you what I eat when I really do not want to cook. I'm sure that everyone in the comments will have even more suggestions. First, sea cuisine. They didn't pay for this mention, but I almost always have a 2-pack of these glorified fish sticks in the freezer, since I can put one in a hot oven or a medium heat skillet and have some fish to eat in 10 minutes. If I'm willing and able, I like to do the teriyaki salmon over rice with a macaroni salad on the side and some mixed greens and sesame dressing. But if we're talking maximum sloth, I'll just eat both fillets straight, no chaser, while hunched over a coffee table. Next, a small bowl of plain unsweetened yogurt with jam or candied nuts mixed in. Someone gave me a jar of homemade strawberry jam this summer, and I would eat that over yogurt with chia seeds on top every morning for like a month straight. I did make a video a long time ago about dressing up a bowl of yogurt with chia pudding, granola, and nuts, but in a minimum effort situation, these 2 ingredients alone will often do. You already know how I feel about smoothies. Prioritize nutrition above appearance and, to a degree, taste. Blend it brown and suck it down. But if I need a smoothie to be filling enough for a full-on meal on a no-cook day, this is what I'll put into the blender. Half a frozen banana, a half cup of frozen blueberries. If it's gotten to the point at which I'm having a smoothie for a meal, I guarantee that there are no leafy greens in my fridge, so I'll add some frozen spinach or a scoop of shelf-stable greens powder, a spoonful of chia seeds, a spoonful of peanut butter, and enough almond milk to allow everything to blend. If there's no almond milk, just use water and a few almonds. It'll be the exact same thing once blended, plus bonus fiber. One thing I've recently added to the rotation is a little frozen packet of dragon fruit. It turns everything pinkish purple, and it makes your worst case scenario meal look a little bit more cheerful and colorful. You could also add a scoop of protein powder if you've got some, but even then, all you need is shelf-stable or frozen stuff to make this smoothie. If tomatoes are in season, I will happily eat just a piece of toast with salted, peppered slices of tomato on it. It's the middle of December right now, but in the interest of getting this video out, I'm using this pale, anemic specimen. You could punch this up with ricotta or mozzarella, pesto or basil, balsamic glaze. As long as I have a tomato on hand, I'm 30 seconds away from tomato toast. If toasting bread is too much to ask, I'm not against just using a plain rice cake in its place. I've dressed up plenty of stale rice cake with ricotta, strawberry jam, chia seeds, and basil. Man, it's not bad. Speaking of not bad, hard to beat the old microwaved potato. Stab or russet with a fork a couple times to make some steam vents, and then nuke it on potato setting or high for 5 to 10 minutes until it's soft and fluffy on the inside. If you live with a meat avoider, you might have meat-free, shelf-stable bacon bits in the pantry, but I'm partial to a pat of butter, salt, and pepper. This Pits and Spits spice blend has mostly just salt, pepper, and MSG, which is a nice little addition for something like this. Potatoes are like one of the most satiating foods we have available to us. Do not sleep on the tater. What else? I do eat just 2 plain scrambled eggs very often, but that involves cooking, so it's disqualified. You could just fill a saucepan with chicken stock. Homemade would taste the best, but if you use store-bought, go low sodium so that you can flavor it with a little soy sauce later. Here's a life hack for you. Those Tetra Paks always splash the liquid out, but if you flip it upside down, you get a smooth pour every time. Anyway, plop some frozen wontons, dumplings, or pot stickers in and simmer them together for a few minutes. If you've got a big slice of ginger, some baby bok choy, udon noodles, miso paste, or a soft-boiled egg, those are all welcome additions. I always have some ginger in the freezer and some scallions in the garden, but even just broth and wontons with some chili oil, ooh-wee, that is good minimum effort vittles. You know I've always got a can of chickpeas on me, so I'm always 5 minutes away from eating hummus. Most of the time, I'm 0 minutes away because I really do be making hummus a lot. I'll take a pita from the freezer, heat it on a skillet until toasted and steamy, and then cut that into pieces to serve alongside a shallow bowl of hummus. Some chicken, cucumbers, and tomatoes on top of the hummus is a fantastic lunch, but if I had chicken and produce on me, I wouldn't be in this pickle, so sometimes it's just hummus and pita for me. I still do the swoosh and the oil and the sprinkle, even if I'm just making this for myself and eating it alone. I don't think that you need to overlook presentation just because you're making an emergency feed me right now type meal. I do think that the reason why people get so sentimental about, say, sandwiches being cut diagonally is because for most of us growing up, that's as close as we got to having a meal lovingly garnished at home. So try making it nice. I understand that it's kind of a meme to watch like an Emily Mariko TikTok and comment, "This is how my life would be if I didn't have crippling depression." But she and I and all the people who post online are incredibly bad examples of real life cooking. We can buy fancy ingredients as tax write-offs. We spend tons of time trying to wrangle light in a way that makes everything look beautifully drenched in sun, and any mistakes that we make are commented on 100 times. So the pressure's on to make things look nice. If you're on YouTube learning how to cook or code or build, you're opting in to your own self-improvement, and that is great. But don't go too crazy chasing an aspirational standard, becoming a 1% better every day type guy, and ultimately getting stuck in a feedback loop of signaling status and buying more products to support a hobby that was originally meant to foster a sense of self-reliance. Or do. You really shouldn't be listening too much to me. I'm having a microwaved potato for dinner. Mana cooking has paid to be mentioned at the end of this video. What prevents you from having a perfect recipe guiding your next meal? If you tend to find a lot of recipes but discover that they don't fit your lifestyle or budget or dietary restrictions, Mana helps you customize them. If you tend not to know any recipes to begin with, they have swipe mode, which is like Tinder for recipes. Whether you're gluten-free, vegan, or strictly looking for one-pot meals that take less than 30 minutes, Mana will help you find a match. Where most recipe apps are for hoarding your own personal stash, Mana Cooking is the first one to add a social aspect. The iOS app already has thousands of recipes on it, but the app is new enough that anything that you share could potentially gain some serious traction. You can add your own recipes to Mana in a matter of seconds. In fact, I posted a recipe for each meal that I talked about in this video, even microwaved potato. If my account blows up and Mana stars become the future equivalent of TikTok celebrities, I'll see y'all at Saddle Ranch in LA for autographs. I mean, I'm already verified. Get access to my recipes from this video and thousands of other recipes from amazing chefs, creators, and home cooks by downloading Mana Cooking for free on the App Store. That's Mana Cooking on the App Store. Don't confuse it for the food delivery app, also called Mana.